MyMac Podcast 868. Data Dumped.
And welcome everyone to the MyMac.com podcast. And I am just going to start before Gaz can do something to mess me up. We were just talking about beer. See? Just like that.
Might have been.
Now, might have been. In regards to the show today, a data dump usually means a massive transfer of data from one place to another. However, in this case, it meant a dying enclosure and 2 failed hard drives. Gaz, how are you?
I'm very well, and I was just thinking about a different sort of data dump, but I won't go there, I don't think. I'm very well. I've had a very busy week. Did a bit of volunteering on Monday. Tuesday was a little bit more relaxed and quiet, but then later in the week I went down to my daughter, who's just got the keys to her new flat down in Bristol, and I went down there to help her.
How far is that from where you live now?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
And we helped her do some decorating and cleaning up of the place, and then I came back quite late on Friday, and yesterday I refereed at a small place called Windsor, which is home to a place. It's quite a big castle, I think, actually, where Queenie lives. She didn't invite me in, unfortunately. It's not very nice of her. But the odd thing was, it wasn't until the morning of the game that I decided, I've refed there before, and I looked through my records and I found an old report, because when you go away like that, it's called We Referee on Exchange. You often get watched by an advisor who then writes up a report and tells you what you need to do to improve, or gives you a bit of advice. And it was 10 years to the day that I'd actually ref there previously, and it was the same 2 teams. Well, of course, the home team was going to be the same, but the away team happened to be the same as well. Now, they were a level lower than they are this time round, and the result was the same.
Too.
A little older, some of them. No, I don't think the same team members were playing. But the result was the same. However, the score was slightly different. But yes, and that took quite a long time to get down there, because you may have heard of the M25, which is basically London's ring road, goes all the way around London. That was quite busy between where I join it on the M1 and round to junction 15, I think it was, Sloughish. And the M40, which is another major artery, comes down and joins it. And also you've got Heathrow Airport. So quite busy. I have been doing a little bit of admin on MyMac this week. So, yes, but just busy doing stuff. Although, when you look back at some of these times, you think, what did I actually do? But
well, because it's all the like small house cleaning, not so much house cleaning, but those kinds of duties.
There's little jobs,
that you do all the time. And when I was a kid, there would be things that would be happening in my life that right after it happened, I would tell myself, I'm going to remember this because of reasons. And I can't think of any of them now. No, they're all gone.
No, they're all gone. So can you remember what happened to you last week?
In regards, okay, as far as the show goes, right. Well,
I do wonder at times.
There is no wondering. There's
no wondering.
Just as things seem to calm down a bit, Gaz, tech-wise.
Yes.
My 4 bay hard drive enclosure crapped out.
Oh dear.
Along with 2 of the drives, a 3 terabyte drive and a 4 terabyte drive, both spindle drives.
Uh-oh.
And chances are it could have been those drives were the reason why the enclosure crapped out.
Could have been.
But regardless, I got a new one. But when I was putting everything back together, I realized that the disc that I had all of my video archives on was one of the drives that crapped out.
Oh,
it was like, oh,
wow.
damn. Oh, damn, damn, damn. What will I do now? And that is something that we will talk about in the next section of the show.
Excellent.
However, coming up, we're going to a concert on Tuesday. We're going to see the Phobe 4. And if you have no idea who that is, it's a
I
assume
they're a Beatles tribute band. Yes. Yeah.
And I don't think any of them are actually from the UK, though.
Well, that doesn't matter.
I've actually been trying to see these guys for like 10 years because every single year they come to a concert venue here in this area called Wolf Trap. And every single time I find out about it, it's sold out. So this time, and this goes back, quite some time. When I first found out about the tickets, they were going to play at this casino that's relatively close to here. And I got tickets for it. And then they canceled that show and moved it to a different venue, but not Wolf Trap. It's this new place I've never been to before. But I got in on the very first day and I got 3 seats, front row center, which is about as good of seats as you can possibly get, unless you're like sitting on the stage looking up to whoever it is that's performing.
You say that. However, if your left ear is not quite as good as your right ear, you'll want to sit right of center so that more sound goes into your left ear than it does into your right ear.
What?
No, that sounds pretty good. Amazing. Good.
Yeah, so that's going to be, and so it's going to be the wife Tracy, as compared to my other wives.
Yeah, the
wife, and son Peter, who is a big Beatles fan, has been ever since he was a little kid. He actually did a split screen video using, what was that game? Guitar Band, I think, for all the different platforms.
Yeah.
And they had a Beatles version of it.
Right.
So when he was first getting interested in doing video, he did a split screen of him in a suit playing 2 different guitars and the drums doing Octopus's Garden. So
very good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on YouTube. If it is, he may have it hidden away someplace. I don't know if he's still interested in having people watch that anymore.
Brilliant.
But it was a lot of fun. So it's the Beatles tribute band Rain, and I'm really looking forward. And I called them the Phobe 4 instead of the Fab 4.
Yeah,
because it's not really the Beatles. Because
it's good.
How could it be?
I mentioned, I forgot to mention, I don't know whether we mentioned this last week, but I'm going on a steam train next Saturday.
You did mention that.
Yes, so next Saturday I won't be able to record on Saturday again, says Guy, again. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going on the Yorkshireman. So it's a steam train which will be on for about 4 hours, and it goes over anybody who lives in this area, the Welland Valley Viaduct, or if you live at one end of the viaduct, it's called the Harringworth Viaduct, and if you live at the other end of the viaduct, it's probably called the Settle. No, I've forgotten the name of the town.
But regardless,
Seaton. It's called the Seaton Viaduct. But actually,
you're not going to be on Saturday.
But I'm not going to be on Saturday. But it's the longest It's the longest brick-built viaduct in Britain. So
not harder.
No, thanks, man. Right, I'm going to jump into the very last episode, Guy. The very last episode.
How many of these have we done, or have you done?
I don't know. I haven't been counting, I'll be honest, but quite a few.
Because this went all the way back to the 1400s, or even before then.
Oh yeah, more. Yeah, well, it's about two. They've got about 200 years of history, so I'll come on to that in a minute.
Okay.
So this is the last episode of the Ordnance Survey and how it all began, and the name hints at how it all began. But over the last 2 weeks, we spoke about, under the direction of Vanessa Lawrence, Ordnance Survey, so a decade and a half of great change. And moving forward, while the public still knows them for a comprehensive range of printed leisure maps, the digital side of the business accounts for more than 90% of their turnover these days. And that will surprise a lot of people in Britain, because if you go into a lot of people's houses, they've got somewhere a paper copy of an Ordnance Survey map, probably covering the area they either moved from or that they've moved to. The majority of the information collected in Britain has some geographic feature, from the location of people, buildings and postcodes to administrative boundaries and flood risk areas. Major investments have been made to help the OS collect and maintain richer data. This is achieved today through field surveyors, global navigation satellite systems, remote sensing, and a range of advanced geographical information systems, GIS tools and software. All 243,241 square kilometres of Great Britain are surveyed. Up to 20,000 changes are put into the database daily.
I thought it was 243,242 square kilometers.
No, you're wrong. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
That all depends. Well, no, it used to be 2,400.
Is it high tide or low tide?
Yeah.
Oh, my mind. Where it goes sometimes.
By being at the forefront of geospatial capability for more than 225 years, that is quite incredible. And it all started from, I think, Napoleon wanting to possibly invade Britain.
Bastard.
No, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
And that,
sure?
I really enjoyed going through that, actually, because I think
it's been an amazing journey.
So next week there'll be a very quick piece about the next particular item that I use for my bike rides. All of that came from a bike ride. Thank you, John. That's all I'm going to say there. Now we're going to move into a very short Gaz's Snippets.
Stand by to stand
that's
by,
not right.
And we'll be right back.
No. Now, come on, Tom. It's Gaz's Snippets. Thank you.
There we go.
Blockbuster Apple TV Plus series Ted Lasso. Now, they've signed a 500,000 Premier League licensing deal.
How does that even work for the club Richmond? For the Richmond club?
Yeah, no. I think Apple had to pay the Premier League that.
Oh, to show the teams and logos and all the rest of that.
Possibly, yes. I think that's how that's worked. So if I have
you'd think that would work out for the Premier League too, for all that exposure. Not that I guess they really need it.
Absolutely. Let's see if I can find. Yes. So the agreement allows the award-winning show producers to use archive footage, the Premier League's logos, club kits, and even the league trophy. So yes, that's I was right in that thinking. Interesting.
Did you see the last episode yet?
I have. Actually,
okay, spoilers. No spoilers. But
I think when the bus hit him, he ain't coming back from that.
Well, yeah. I mean, losing a leg, that could be.
Yeah, but gone gangrous and all that. Anyway, no spoilers.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
I don't know whether you've seen it, but on YouTube, if you search for Apple, they've put about a 10-minute video out there celebrating Steve.
That was actually on the website also.
Yeah, yes, good call. It would be there as well. And apparently, Steve Jobs once pitched Dell on a deal to pre-install Mac OS alongside Windows on PCs. Yeah, I wonder whether this was Michael Dell just trying to get his name back into the limelight.
That sounds more like it.
Steve probably did, but even so.
I think
he was drunk.
Didn't Michael Dell? Michael. What? Michael. I want you to do this thing. It's Mac, but on a Dell PC on Intel. Even though we use power. It's gonna be great. You'll love it. And the next day, Steve was like, "I said what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Michael."
I mean, that's the same Michael Dell who said that Apple is worthless or something. Anyway,
Michael.
banks are pressurizing Visa to trim Apple fees. Now, I don't quite know where this comes. When Apple Pay launched, the tech giant got big banks, including JP Morgan Chase and Co., Capital One, Financial Core, etc., to agree to pay fees that would allow their cardholders to pay by iPhone. But some banks have grown unhappy with the costs, especially after Apple introduced its own new credit card in 2019, according to people familiar with the matter. Apparently, some banks are pushing back. Yeah, well, we'll wait and see how that how that one goes. But yeah, I think Apple's just out there to be shot at, really, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Pretty much.
Apple has released new firmware version for AirPods, AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, and Beats products. I think we need to have a bit of a look and a middle section on earphones and Beats and Apple products, actually, because my Beats X have gone kaput. Again, I think I mentioned this last week, possibly.
Yeah. And all the trouble that I've had with mine.
Yeah. Yes. EU readies antitrust charges against Apple Pay for locking rivals out of iPhone NFC chip. We'll see.
And I wonder why Apple would do that.
I wonder. We'll wait to see what's going on there. Apple Japanese antitrust investigation opens 6 weeks after another one closed.
Well, it's like Japanese food. You eat it, and 6 weeks later, you're hungry again.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty good. If you think about it, that's pretty good, though, Guy, isn't it, really? I think I should eat more Japanese food.
Yeah. Apple
are working on a deeper integration for CarPlay, including controlling air conditioning and sound system. Now, that would be good, I think. I do have one or two niggles about CarPlay as it stands at the moment. I think they need to allow a little bit more adaptability when you're putting icons in, where icons come up, what comes up, how it comes up. And because I've been using it a lot recently, and I think, if it could just do this. So that would be good, as long as they also improve the manipulative. It would be nice to have
a few customization options.
Yes. I'd like to be able to manipulate the interface a little bit more. Apple names a new treasurer and new executives as VPs in a wave of promotions. Now, I don't know if you want me to go through some of these or not in particular, because I didn't write them down. So, obviously, Gary Wilpfler, just wanted to say that. He
talked about him last week.
Yeah. But apparently, according to Bloomberg, Michael Shapiro is its new corporate treasurer. I thought he was a singer. I'm saying, okay.
I don't know who he is.
I'm gonna leave that there. Apple's in-app purchase rules are anti-competitive. Rules a Dutch antitrust watchdog. It's getting boring. This is now, I've got to say. Apple TV Plus show Foundation renewed for its second season. Are you enjoying it?
I am. But I've read the books. So
I've watched
3.
I've watched 3. I haven't watched the recent one. So have I watched 3 or 4? Can't remember now. I'm not sure yet, Guy. I'm struggling.
It's a slow-moving story not really filled, but with like certain small amounts of abject horror at some of the stuff that's going on. And some of it just kind of comes out of nowhere. Yeah. Like the big event that caused a lot of people to die, when I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah, don't say it. Anyway, well, I'm still not sure. It sounds like you're enjoying it. I'm yet to be impressed.
Well, a lot of people really like the morning show, and I find it a snooze fest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and that's the same. That's the difference between us. You see, there you go. Last week, Apple Watch Series 7 is now available for pre-order. I'm not sure when the pre-order is. I'm not sure when the pre-order actually ends, though. Sorry.
Like I said, of course, I'm right about the morning show. Never mind.
No fooling.
Yeah.
No fooling. because
Wait, hold on. I screwed up.
no, ever happens. So the Watch Series 7 is now available for pre-order. Apple products now include a 7-day complimentary Apple Care Plus in Australia. Well done, Australians. Apple discontinues the Apple Watch Series 6 as the Series 7 pre-orders begin.
Yeah, you can probably pick up a Series 6 through, what is it, Refurb and the other one for pretty cheap. And they're good watches. They're still good watches.
I may well look at those, actually. Milk Bar teams up with Apple TV Plus to sell Ted Lasso biscuits. Now, that was for one day only, apparently.
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody really knows what they taste like.
No.
Because it's a made-up thing.
Yeah.
But okay.
Completely. And finally, Apple files an appeal in the Epic Games lawsuit and asks to delay the App Store changes. There's a surprise.
Yeah.
Wow. So that, Guy, very quick, is the end of Cassie Snippets.
Wow.
I know.
We're already like through half the show. How'd that happen?
Well, I know. It was just a slow week. That's all. Just a slow week. What can I say? It was busy for me, slow for Apple. But I will. Going back to the watch. You know that I said that I was a bit concerned about my battery life, and there were problems there. I think I must have had an update. I did a reset of the Apple Watch, and so far the battery's not been dropping off. So I'm going to keep an eye on it and see how I get on, but not change just yet.
Okay. But one of the things that I'm finally going to do.
Loving the phone.
Yeah. You've got the big one.
No, not the Max. I got the Pro, just the Pro.
Okay, so that's the same size as this one then. Just the regular 13.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just that mine's better.
Yeah. You got the better cameras.
Well, it just says Pro on it, so that makes it better.
I can't believe it. Got a better phone than me. Doesn't bother me at all.
No, it doesn't. I can tell.
I don't think about it. It's not like ants in my brain at all.
No, not at all. No, ever, because I can never put ants in your brain, can I?
His name was Guy.
Oh, you.
Do you want to take us out?
Yes. I don't know if I can. Thank you. Everyone, please stand by, and to not get ants in your brain, just stand by, and we'll be right back with more stuff.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Mighty MyMac podcast, section 2, part 2, where we learn all about getting dumped. If your data, that is. Guy, come on, tell us what's happened in your world of data loss, possibly.
It was definitely a data loss, but I was able to recover because I did smart things.
The thing is, you should have kept everybody on tenterhooks until the end.
Okay.
And then thinking,
oh, my data got dumped and I don't know what to do. All right. The secret to not losing your data is really not much of a secret. And it's to have it in, boy, I'm getting all choked up too. To have it in multiple places with at least one copy, not where your computer is, and to have a schedule to back up those places on a regular basis. Now, in my case, I have some data that, and if you're an Apple user, you have a lot of data that automatically backs up to Apple's iCloud, which is great if all of your data is the type to back up to iCloud and all you use is Apple's apps. Because if you don't, there's a lot of stuff that isn't backed up. Now, what if you need more though, Gaz? And starting off with the basics, have an external hard drive that is at least the same size as your main data drive. Then go get a free copy of Carbon Copy Cloner or Super Duper, which are both great programs, and force yourself to schedule those backups because they're free.
Are they free?
They are
They
free.
free?
Yeah, both Carbon Copy Cloner.
I'll tell you what.
Free versions of them.
Okay, it may actually be worth your while paying for them as well.
It is.
But if there may well be free versions, but they are good apps, both of them.
They are.
Although Carbon Copy Cloner is actually keeping more up to date with the changes in Mac at the moment than
Super Duper.
Super Duper. Although Super Duper are catching up, but they're both.
Well, I didn't
want
to say anything, but Carbon Copy Cloner is the one that I use.
Well, actually, okay. So can I
of course
interject on that then?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be absolutely secure, have multiple copies with one app and multiple copies with the other app, because then not only is your data backed up doubly secure, you're actually making sure that you're secure against a failure in that software.
Yeah, because I can tell you
it is
many occasions where Time Machine failed me.
Yes,
Apple's Time Machine has failed me.
Yeah,
which is why I don't use it anymore.
Anyway,
but one of the things the reason why you want to one of the reasons why you want to buy these programs, other than to support the developer, is the paid version actually lets you set a schedule.
Yes,
for these backups to automatically happen, so that you don't have to go crazy trying to remember to do it all the time. And I have mine set up to go at like 1 o'clock in the morning on certain days during the week. And I never think about it. And I just get a little notification saying, okay, your backup is good. Now, that's great for copies of your data that's there locally with you. However, you also want to think about offsite backup. And there are many cloud services that offer free or relatively inexpensive options for cloud storage solutions. And I chose Backblaze as it offers, and we're not getting anything from Backblaze for this, as it offers unlimited data storage as connected to one computer. It's not like you can take every computer in your house and say, okay, I want all of this stuff to get backed up, because they're going to tell you to go jump in the lake.
Yes.
But anything that's connected to a single computer, they will back up without limitations. And it costs about $70 a year, or $130 for 2 years. And when my external 4-bay enclosure died, I couldn't recover the data from 2 of those drives. Contacted Backblaze, and within 5 days, I got an external encrypted USB drive for free, sort of for free.
Sort of free.
Yeah. As long as I get the drive back to them, it's here someplace. Where is it? It's just like a little tiny Western Digital USB drive.
Okay.
But they sent it to me and it's encrypted. And so even if the drive is lost or stolen, somebody can't get that data, because there's a code that they give you when you log back in after you receive the drive.
Yeah.
That you use to unlock it.
Makes sense.
Right. So it was 2.5 to 3 terabytes of archived video data, that projects that I had made over the years, and it was all gone because it was on one of those drives that got corrupted. But they sent me this drive, the USB drive, copied it over, and now it's back. I have it back again. And as long as I get this drive back to Backblaze, the only thing it's going to cost me is however much it cost me to ship it back out to California, which is pretty reasonable. And again, it took like 5 days.
So the one of the lessons that I've always learned through data recovery is sometimes you have to just be a little bit patient and don't panic. Don't try and do stuff which might actually compromise the process and make things worse. Yeah, might compromise the process of actually the data recovery that you're going through. And if it is that catastrophic, just be patient and don't rush into doing something.
Yep. Because something that if you haven't learned, you will learn, is that when you're talking about hard drives, it's not a question of if they fail, but when. All hard drives, whether mechanical spindle drives or digital storage drives, will fail. In the case, the two drives that failed were over 8 years old, which frankly is not bad, which is about 2 to 4 years longer than you should probably reasonably expect from most mechanical drives, especially as they get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, you can get a 16 terabyte, 3.5-inch drive. 16 terabytes. Can you imagine if that drive goes bad, what you would have to do and how long it would take to get all that data back? Which is why you want it off-site.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to these drives, there's advantages and disadvantages to both mechanical and digital. The advantages for mechanical spindle drives is that they're cheap and big, but they're also much slower than digital drives. And of course, digital drives, because they're basically like little plastic enclosures with a lot of RAM inside. So they're very, very quick for both reading and writing, but they're not nearly as big as spindle drives at the same cost. So there's the lesson. Have your data in at least 3 places: on the computer that you currently use, on a hard drive that's within wherever it is that you live, and in an offsite backup so that even if your house burns down, you still have access to your data. And remember, a lot of this stuff, if you lose it, is going to be gone forever. Pictures, movies, mementos of things that you have done that you may not be able to recover if you don't have them backed up someplace. So do that backup thing.
Do it for us, because it'll make us
do it for the children.
It'll make us feel so much better if
Yeah.
we know that our listeners are all backed up. Are you nodding your head?
I am.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
Mostly.
Gaz's tips.
It's time for
Gaz's tip. Now, this tip's a bit of an odd one, Guy. And I came across it and I thought that may well be useful to people other than myself. Yes, close your mouth now.
Flies will get in.
As I say, it is a bit of an odd one, but it suits some of the things that I do, because often I want to copy stuff from one place and paste it, matching the style of the place where I am pasting it to, especially with text. Now, I do a lot of that with my snippets, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And very often I find myself pasting it and going, oh, damn, it's just copied the same format from, or it's just pasted the same format from where I've copied it from. Now, I know you're all shouting at me and saying, yes, Gary, but you can paste and match the style just by doing a few shortcut keys. But those shortcut keys aren't always the same. And sometimes you have to go into a different location on different applications to find that option. And if you're doing it all the time, why not make the system actually paste automatically your Command V, for example, to paste and match the style of where you're pasting? Now, this may not work for all of you guys, but it works for a lot of the things that I do more often than not. So I've actually set this up. What you do is you go into System Preferences. You then go into Keyboard, and then you click on Shortcuts. Under Shortcuts, you've got your App Shortcuts. Under App Shortcuts, you press the plus key to make a new shortcut, and you actually come up with a little menu, submenu, which says which applications or all applications that you want this to apply to. And in the title, you type paste and match style. That's capital P, paste, space and, space, capital M, match, space, capital S, style. You put that into the title, and then you put your shortcut in, which could be Command V, which is your normal paste option. Now, once that's in and you've added it, you can then, when you copy something from a website and paste it into a current document that you've got, you will find that it won't copy the formatting that you've got from the website. It will paste and match to the style that you've got in your document. Nodding my head.
Best and easiest tip for me to follow along and do as you were talking about it ever.
Oh, excellent.
Ever.
Excellent.
I did it right as you were talking about it.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm nodding too.
Excellent.
That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips.
Is that the end of the tip?
Will you let me finish?
Gaz, you are absolutely right. Gaz, you are absolutely right.
One word of warning.
Uh-oh.
Don't shout at me when you paste, but you want to keep the formatting of the item that you've actually pasted.
Yeah. You could do Command Shift.
Yeah, well, you just set up so that you just paste.
Yeah.
And you don't match style, but you make it a longer one, like Shift Command V or something.
I want to
So,
discuss
there you go.
all this behavior.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
so do I.
yeah. Probably not.
Now I don't unfortunately I don't have a for pick's sake this week, but
I do.
It looks like you do, Guy. I wonder why that is.
I bought a there's been a lot of talk recently about Amazon's rating service and how kind of crooked and messed up it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really trust it that much, even though they're taking steps to try to work on it. But I needed another 4-bay enclosure, and I wanted it to have Type C, USB-C connectivity or a Thunderbolt, and it had to have 4 bays to match what I was getting rid of. And I found this one that it almost sounds like a bad 80s horror movie. The Terramaster. Now in 3D. It's the D4-300. It has USB 3.1 Type C output, and they include 2 cables. One is USB-C. The other one is USB-C to USB-A. And so far, it's been rock solid and much quieter than the enclosure I had before, which I kept losing connectivity to all these drives, and it was because it was dying. And there'll be a link in the show notes at mymac.com to take a look at this drive.
Cool.
And it's nice, and it's not a NAS. It's not, it's basically just a big enclosure that you put a lot of disks into, which is all I really wanted. Now, we would love to get feedback, but we don't get a whole lot of feedback lately. And if you do the feedback thing, let us know about it, and you'll get a Woody.
Wooty.
And if you don't know what a Woody is,
do a review. Do a review, and you'll find out.
Yeah, because it is amazing. There is nothing like it.
There's nothing like it
ever. See, they can't see me rolling my eyes right now. Gaz, before I say that, if you would like to help support the show or support me in doing this show, patreon.com/MacParrot, coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot, and PayPal at paypal.me/MacParrot. Thank you, Owen Rubin, for signing up at Patreon and supporting the mymac.com podcast. Gaz, if people wanted to get a hold of you right there, how would they do that?
It's really, really easy, Guy. All you need to do is send an email to Gaz, G-A-Z, at mymac.com, or on the Twitters, twitter.com/Gazmaz, G-A-Z, M-A-Z. You can also send an email to... Oh, no, I'll do the other Twitter. I almost forgot the other Twitter one then. You can also send a Twitter to Guy and Gaz. That's GUYANDGAZ on the Twitters. You can also send an email to feedback@mymac.com, FWEDBACK at mymac.com. Now,
Guy says,
what does he say?
Pay no attention to that guy behind the
So
curtain.
Guy says to pay no attention to himself behind the curtain. I
So
kind
it
of get
means you
that.
should pay attention then.
I get that because
Guy was paid his 75 grand.
Do we know it was a guy? I like to go with guy.
absolutely, absolutely.
Me.
Only a rat would shoot a guy in the back.
Yeah.
Fooling.
Yeah, no falling.
No
I would do
fooling.
that because
He's the guy.
absolutely.
His name was Guy. No fooling.
There you go, Guy. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guy?
And yes, if you want, folks,
An email from Guy.
how would they do it?
That would be podcast@vertshark.com.
Oh,
You can reach me on the Twitters. I am Mac Parrot and Vertshark over there on the Twitter. I gotta wait. Sometimes it takes.
well, no, I've got to move around. Got to move these closer
Yeah, it's
to
like,
each
oh
other.
god,
now.
I gotta go all over Farrago to get this thing. Okay, good to know. We have a Skype telephone number,
We do.
which is 1 or +1 outside of the United States. Area code 703-436-9501. That number again is 1 or +1 outside of the United States. 703-436-9501. Or take that one. It fills me with rage. And that +1 and shoot it out of a cannon toward the moon. And then just go to the Skype app and dial 703-436-9501. So easy. So very easy. And I would like to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who downloads and listens to the mymac.com podcast. It is greatly appreciated that you do so. And I would also like to say, Gaz, that I think that we're good enough. I also think that we're smart enough. And that, doggone it, woof, wilf, 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 woof, people like us.
Ke na na ni ai na hai na kai ku a ka mia makapunu loko koili mipi loa aka hola lui.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Guy,
Yeah.
my wife Anne said that I should try lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward for me. End.
So you can all go home and there's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go on. Go on home and go home.